Hello and welcome. This is HoneySuckle, bringing you an episode of Farming Simulator 22. We are in no man's land, and I just did this field. If you watched my update video, you saw me working on it a little bit. I have a grassy area that I mowed and got some grass into my silage. My fermenting silo, so it is making silage. So right now we are going to pick the stones out of this field. And let's see. I did get the vehicle control add-on, which is very nice. I'm going to detect the width. Just hit X. 5.1, no offset. So let's get in here and do this. I love this vehicle control add-on much better than I did the GPS, which had just a lot of stuff in there. So all I want to do is get lined up here before I start. I need to be over just a little bit more so I get the edge of that. Alright, and we're just going to start our line right here. So Control W, there's my line. And then since it's blue, that means it's active, so I just hit forward. Don't try to turn it side to side, and it will keep you going perfectly straight. So we'll get the rocks picked out of this field here, and then we'll come back and decide what we're going to plant in it. So I might do a little time lapse here. Okay, doing our last run down here, about to finish up. As far as our first crop, I'm thinking I probably want one that'll drop straw, like so wheat, barley, oat, one of those. To start making money, that means that the straw can be turned into silage with that fermenting silo that I have. It's a very nice feature. Want to go over my starting equipment, show you what all I have. Let's turn off the guidance there. So that field's probably needs some lime. That's where you start if you start that way. This is our field. We have nothing in it yet. It's cultivated, and it does need lime. So we don't have lime yet. Now I could buy some, or since I have rocks in here and I have a lime production stone crusher, we can make our lime. So let's dump these rocks in there and get those crushing up. And while that's running, we can go over my starting equipment. go. Let's not run over the mower. Okay, I parked weird or something. The game is not liking it. There we go. The game is really not liking it. What is going on? Let's get lined up a little bit better. It's the first time that's ever done that to me. Must have been like right on the edge of the trigger. Maybe now? There we go. Alright, so let's open up our production chains. And right here, we have 5,047 liters of stones, and everyone makes 4 lime. So let's activate that, get it running. It won't take long. And let's show, I own these 2 pieces of land. So that's where I mow the grass, and this is my new field. Now I could put another field in up here. Now back here, not so much, because that's trees and a hill, and I think only half of it is usable, but that's okay. So let's go park our stone crusher over here. While that's running, and we'll go over everything we have. So I do have a, no, don't run while I'm off. There we go. Alright, lime and fertilizer spreader. Have that. Let's just go into our garage. So we have a medium tractor, which is the Massey Ferguson, 325 horsepower. It's not bad, top speed 31. Our harvester is the New Holland. And we have the Verifeed. That's the one we have, 28 foot. Trailers, I have 2 of my modded ones. They were cheap. And I might sell those just to go back to a little bit more legit, but we'll just see. I like them, they hold a lot. Let's see, my stone picker is the modded one by Stevie. It holds more. Let's see, it holds 20 instead of 1,000. The plow is also by Stevie. So it works as a plow and it's straight. Cultivator, we have the Limkin. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. But no, don't sell that. Just a nice little starting cultivator. Seeder, I went with the bigger one, the Espero 6000. In the store, let me show you why I chose that one. These 2, it was down between these 2, and I decided to go with this one. This one holds twice as much fertilizer as it does seeds, and this one holds twice as much seeds as it does fertilizer. Or at least, maybe not twice as much, but it holds more seeds than fertilizer. This holds more fertilizer than seeds, and it just doesn't use the fertilizer as much as it uses seeds. So I went with the one that holds more seeds. Yeah, I like it. Then we have a roller, because we always need a roller just to help our crops. The mower, I went with the Vicon Extra. It swaths the grass, makes it nice to pick up with our forage wagon, Terra. I have a chainsaw, of course. I have the large timber runner with the dolly, and then I have the water trailer because we're going to get some greenhouses. So if we open up the construction build menu, this is where we mow the grass, and we might put our greenhouses right back here. So if we go to production greenhouses, let's put in 3 of the large ones. And let's see, the pickup is, where is the pickup? Why is it not showing? There it is. Okay, so it's that side. And we want them to be, how do I, oh yeah, I don't own that land, I own this land. So we're just going to line them up here in a row. I think that's a bush. So, okay, I can put it on top of the bush. We have a nice little road coming out already here. Those are all bushes. I don't know if they're going to disappear if I place this, but we're going to try it. So, 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to go to buildings container because we want a water tank. Now, we could use any of these little fire hydrants. You can supply tanks with water. I'm not sure if these are free water or if you end up paying for them. I have a lot of them. I know this one is free. And if you turn it like this, make sure you have enough room to get your tractor in there. I'm going to place one here, here, and here. And I'll show you real quick why I do that. I have to pardon my voice being a little bit scratchy. I do have, everybody is homesick this week. My oldest son tested positive for COVID. So far, his symptoms are very mild. But we're all on lockdown, so we're all home. We're all kind of sniffly and sneezy and sore throaty and all that fun stuff. So here we go. I'm going to have to put in a road and smooth all that out. But basically, if you come here, you can fill your tank and then overload at the same time. So once you start overloading, you just refill every now and then. And it's constantly taking water from the water tank and putting it into the greenhouse. So just let it run down, fill it up, and you don't have to make trips back and forth. You could actually get by with like the smallest water tank you can get. Alright, so that one is full. We'll come up to this one. Really should have smoothed that out before putting in the other one. So now we overload. And refill. And just keep doing that until it stops overloading. Once these are full, I will have, let's get the landscaping tool out as soon as I'm done here and we'll get that. I didn't keep up with it. We'll get those smoothed out. Okay, so that one is full. Really need to smooth that out. Okay, same thing here. Overload and refill. So my basic goal with this playthrough is to build it up into a nice looking little town. I do have the Bavarian Farm Pack 1 and 2 that has a lot of cool looking buildings. It has pretty much everything you can need. I do have free landscaping tools because prices are ridiculous. Let's make this bigger and start smoothing out a bit. should level this from, let's go smaller, from here out to here. So we have a nice little track to drive the tractor on. For when we go to load up our products. And the same here. And that one looks pretty good, but we'll still smooth it out a little bit. Alright, now let's come back in with the smoothing tool. So this needs to smooth off mainly where I'm going to drive. Right up through here, over here. That is a bad one right there. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Here. Right there. And through here. I might come in later and fix that up a little bit better. Because that is a little bit weird. Okay. That should be good enough. Alright, so let's park our tractor back over our water trailer. Detach that. Let's see in our production chain if the lime is done, and it is. And we have 20,000 lime. So let's pick up our spreader here. Now, probably later I will want to get a second spreader. That way I can have one for lime, one for fertilizer. So let's fill it up. Might need a weight on my tractor. That seemed a little, oh yeah, we're spinning our front tires. That's not good. We're going to try it out anyway, see how it goes. So let's set up our guided steering. So Control C. If we hit, right here is the width right now. It's set on the stone picker. Hit X and it goes to 42. So that is good. So now we'll probably need to set this up a little bit of trial and error to make sure it's lined up right. We'll go to where I think is about the right spot. Control W. That looks pretty good to me. Alright, so let's drive forward and start it working. It's barely getting that edge. It'll be fine. I'm not going to worry about that tiny little bit just yet. I'm also used to my real speed limit here. Alright, got that. So let's try, there we go. Got the speed limit off there so we can work a little bit faster here. So that gets us lined up there. Now we can work faster. We'll need to refill here probably before we get to the end, just barely. Okay. So we'll keep that activated so we're still on the same line. Come over here and get some more lime. Got my silo there. That's just a regular silo. Also just realized we never activated our greenhouses, so let's do that real quick. So we're going to go tomatoes in one, lettuce in the next one, and strawberries in the last one. Now I could do all of them and all of them, but I like having just one in each. I don't know why my game is getting little lag spikes every now and then. It must be one of the mods I installed because it didn't used to do that. So now we are back on this. It does not like to control that very much. Let's kind of help it. It's because those front tires don't want to stay on the ground very much. We probably need to get a weight. So we will finish that row and then come over here. Let's try to help it here. There we go. Get lined up and spray down this way. Alright, and done. So let's just because, alright, Alt W to get rid of the guidance lines. I'm going to go down to the smallest and take care of this tiny little strip here. Alright, got that done. Alright, so let's go over the rules that I have for this Let's Play. I do have the game mode difficulty survival mod added, which means there's no sleeping. Even if there is a sleep trigger, it will say you are not tired. It will not let you sleep. If you come here to your money, it is supposed to not let you take a loan. These shouldn't be here. I don't think you can even choose those. No, see, click on it and it will not let you borrow. So you cannot take a loan. And if you come into the shop and say, for example, let's just choose anything at random. So there is no lease option. You cannot lease any of the vehicles. So there's no leasing, there's no loans, no sleeping. So what we have is what we have. That's it. All this stuff, this is what we have. The money we have is what we have. Now I do have quite a few mods installed to help make it a little bit easier because of how strict it is with no leasing, no sleeping, all that good stuff. So if we come into production, I will show you a few of them. I have tons of all this stuff, but if you come in here to selling points, I have all the different selling points. Some of them are normal base game. This is the gold market. It takes almost everything and gives really good prices for stuff. So this is almost cheaty how good it is. So that's why I've been hesitant about putting it down. But we also have a selling station for wood, barn stuff. I can sell my silage, hay, straw, grass, chaff. We have the regular shop that takes almost everything else. This comes in handy when you're further down on the map and you want to sell something and don't want to have to drive all the way back to the shop. So that's those. Factories. I probably won't use any of the base game factories. I do have, if we come down here, we have the no handcuffs mod for the tailor shop, the spinnery. These, I think, make things faster and has a bit more capacity to hold everything. Other mods that I have, we have the food mixer, where it's supposed to make TMR. That, I don't know if that's the TMR or forage thing. Farm food mixer, this is another one. You can have it in the silo or as a building. Pig food mixer, you can throw in sugar beets, potatoes, and chaff and get pig food. This is the fermenting silo or for chaff. Then we have the beet cutter silo. This is the silo I have. It was a cheaper one. They're exactly the same. This is just the bonus for cheaper instead of normally it's 30,000. But it will take straw, hay. Sorry, it'll take grass, hay, chaff, or straw and turn it into silage. It doesn't need all of them, just each one individually. Then this is another hay silage factory. It takes the straw, the grass, and the chaff. Then your lime factory takes stones and turns it into lime. Your multi-production factory takes different things in, and you can make lime or seeds, mineral food, or fertilizer, if I'm reading those right. Then we have, alright, all the no handcuff stuff. We have a sawmill, we have the lime production. This is the lime production debris crusher I have. And then this is the TMR factory. Now this one is one that I did place out on my other little playthrough that I'm doing just for funsies. This one, this is on the mod hub, I believe. And it says TMR factory, and you put the stuff in there, and it makes forage, not TMR. It was just a bit of coding I think was messed up. There was an update. I think they might have fixed it, but the output to me was not correct because you put in 1,000 of silage, 500 grass, 500 hay, 500 mineral feed. And if you mix it yourself in a mixer, it does not take those amounts. So, especially on the mineral feed, it barely takes any mineral feed. So I adjusted the quantities that it takes, and then after taking that much of everything, it would only give you 1,000 TMR. It's like you put in over 2,000 of stuff in and get 1,000 back. So I didn't think that was right. So I upped it to 2,000 back. So this is adjusted, and this will be the one that I'm using for TMR if I decide to go into cows. Alright, greenhouses. I did get the extra large greenhouse. I might play around with this one later, but it is expensive, 200,000. Orchards, we might get into olives at one point. Then generators, we have, I think just base game generators is all we have. I didn't get the government subsidy. I thought I had the, cellular antenna. This one is a mod that was added in. Place it for 1,000, it gives you 480 a month. It helps with costs if you take a loan, which of course I don't take a loan, so I would only need it to help cover production costs, which is probably a good idea. But with these, it will let you place more than one, but I don't really see the point in having more than one cellular antenna because in real life you wouldn't have a bunch. So I might go ahead and place this one just to have it down. I think we'll just stick it right back here behind the silo. There we go. Just to help a little bit. All right, animals. We have, of course, all the regular stuff. Now these are part of the Bavarian farm pack, which is pretty cool, and probably the buildings that I will be getting. This is the cow barn big, and I think there's cow barn, this one with the robot feeder, and it is actually animated, which is pretty cool. So since we can't sleep, I think I'm just going to wait out the night, and we will come back tomorrow with our next episode, where we will run the seeder and plant probably wheat to start out with. I will put down a grain mill, so that we can process that wheat into flour. Maybe put down the bakery to make bread. And then just a quick note on the map, since we only own these two, I would be interested in buying more, and I have the money to do it right now because I have $256,000 right now. If I buy more, it would be to put in more production facilities, fields, things like that. And I could use the money I have now, or I could use the collectibles because I know where they are. I have not collected them. We could do that later. But you can leave a comment. Let me know what you think I should do. And I will see you in the next episode when it is morning. Bye.